This is Sherry. I'm coming at you from Canyon Lake, and it's very, very late in the afternoon. The sun's already going down here. It's been a really emotional day. Lots of stuff coming up with this eclipse that's coming. It's already hitting hard. I don't know if any of you guys are noticing it or not, but I'm sitting in my little canoe. There's going to be a storm coming tomorrow, which kind of seems hard to believe, isn't it, with a sky like this, but apparently it's coming. So anyway, I'm going to get right to this. We've got a lot of cards, and I'm hoping I can keep this recording going this week. The messages are going to be coming from The Oracle of Shadows and Light by Lucy Cavendish. And I've got the messages picked out. And so what we're going to do is I'm not even doing an animal totem this week. I'm just going to go straight to the messages because there's, like I said, there's so many of them. So the first message we have is, you see this, it's called Sea Storm, Calm Amid Chaos. And you can see this girl, and there's lightning flashing all around her. And she's kind of stuck in the middle of it. And even though there's lightning striking into the water, there doesn't seem to be any land in sight. She knows that her intuition is gonna help her home. So she's talking about staying calm and recognizing that you're gonna make it through this. They're saying right now you're surrounded by storms, wild moments, a lot of emotional drama at this time, which is like what I said. There's a lot of emotions in the air right now. They're talking about things that might be changing in your world almost unrecognizably to you. And they talk about destruction being behind her as she sits here in this sea of chaos. And it talks about things being left in the past. Things are going to be left in your past. You've been coming through this really, really emotional time. I'm going to let you guys look around instead of look at me. But you're going to be coming through this really, really emotional time, and you're going to feel like you need to hold on to something. And what they're telling you to do is hold on to your insides, hold on to your intuition. You got to turn in and not look back. They're saying that right now you're the shapeshifter. You're the one who's able to make it through this time without apparently any home, is what they're saying, because there's no, it's an emotional time. You know, home is where their heart is, and right now everything's just really chaotic, and so it feels like there's no home for you, but you can find your way. And they're saying this is a time of great upheaval, great change, but if you trust in your inner voice, it's going to get you home. It's going to take you through the chaos and lead you, as long as you're listening to the compass of your inner voice. So they're saying, check in with your inner voice, check in with your higher self, and make sure that you're following what your intuition is telling you to lead you home and through this chaotic time. And they're saying, you know, you've got more survival skills than you realize that you actually have. So don't count yourself out and don't think you're not able to come through this. Okay, so the next one, I'm going to hold this here. The next message we have is really, really applicable for this week especially, because it's the eclipse week. And so what it's saying is, right now, here she is, there's an eclipse happening, a powerful energy shift, deeply emotional energies going around. Along with our real eclipse, that's what it feels like that it's in your life. And they're saying at this time there's going to be possible revelations coming forward, scandals, truths being told. You might feel the need to change how you eat. You might feel the need to change how you dress. The people that you associate with, you may completely change your job. You may decide to go in a different direction completely in your life at this time. And they're telling you that if you've got your feet on your soul's path, as it is right now, if you've already stepped forward onto your soul's path and you've been listening to your inner guidance and you've been listening to what your higher self and spirit have been telling you, it's not going to be that chaotic. I mean, an eclipse, there's nothing you can do for an eclipse except for get ready. There's nothing you can do to stop it. It's going to come. So they're basically saying resistance at this time is futile, because, like I said, you know, you can't stop the tide, you can't stop a storm from coming in. It's going to happen. There is no, this is the time now. Everything's coming out. We've been talking a lot about secrets coming forward. Last week I posted, and some of my friends have posted, that there are secrets going to be told, and you just need to prepare yourself. And it's going to be something that we've been wanting to have come forward probably for a really long time, but it might be hard for us to handle. So they're saying just ready yourself, and that's really all that we can do, is just get ourselves prepared for it. I'm sorry I'm going quickly, but we're losing the light faster than I thought. And now what we're talking about, the next message we have, is Carnivorous Fairy. And what's interesting about the Carnivorous Fairy, we've had her before. This isn't a happy thing. You see this beautiful little girl, and yet you see the Venus flytrap that's around her. So this is it looks like a pretty flower, but it's actually something that is eating something else. So what it talks about with a message, a tempting offer has a high price. And it's talking about that at this time, you might be in the company of others that are possibly sending out toxic energy. These are ones who feel that they're entitled. They're entitled to money, they're entitled to fame, they're entitled to attention, but they're unable to create it on their own. So they're going to come sucking after somebody else. They treat themselves like royalty, and like others in their lives are servants to them to fulfill their whole purpose is to fulfill the wishes of this little beautiful one here. This could be a man or a female that these people are coming after, and they feel like that these ones are servants to them, that they're just basically put on this earth to do their bidding. And they can be very charming and they can be very cunning because they have something that they want from you. There's something that they can get from you, and they spend a lot of their time and much of their time trying to feed off of others. They're vampires. They're energetic vampires, and it's not just energy that they take. Sometimes they take more from you if you allow them to. They're narcissistic. They're basically charming when it's a means to get something for them, and when they don't get that they want from you, they become nasty. They're all consuming, these ones. It could be a person, a group of people. It could be a workplace. It could be a belief system, like you've been raised to believe a certain thing, and it's just all consuming and taking everything from you. And whichever way that this Carnivorous Fairy appears to present itself to you, it's very dangerous to align yourself with this one. And they're saying, don't get too close to this one. Observe if you have to, but you need to learn. That's the most important thing. And don't become in their experiment, because they're going to bite you. And not only are they biting you, but they're going to take everything that they can from you. Which is it's a very loud and like I said, it's not a really happy message. And when they come to you, like I said, that they can be very, very charming. So sometimes they don't appear as they really actually are. So you're being given a warning now to be very careful for this coming forward. And the next one that comes forward goes along with this as well. And this is Masquerade. And it talks about glamour and intrigue and drama. Oops, I'm dropping my cards in the boat, and the boat has water in the bottom. Ah! Not good. Sorry. So, Masquerade. So it talks about there's glamour and intrigue and drama at this time. And we told you there's a lot of emotions going around right now. And what you're looking at is you're looking at this person. This is a person who's stylish and fascinating and has a lot of qualities that, remember, the Carnivorous Fairy would probably like to take from her. And she can fit into, or he can fit into most any environment. But they're saying what she really needs and what she really wants is to have true friends. So she needs to be careful not to align herself with these ones. And what they're saying is there's several different messages. It could be that someone is about to invite you to be involved in something very intriguing. It could be that this has already happened to you. And they will ask you in ways, like I said, that are very charming, that are very temptatious. The temptation is going to be very, very strong because they're going to come across, as we said, as very charming, right? They're going to come across and they're going to make it seem like they're your friend. They're going to come across and they're going to make it seem like you're going to win from this situation. And they're going to give you all of these wonderful reasons why you're going to be so tempted to move forward. And you're going to feel very flattered because you've wanted to belong to this group, or you've wanted to impress these people, or you've wanted to be like these people. Or maybe you've been raised to believe that this is what you need to do to be a part of something. It's interesting. The ducks all just landed right then. So it might be family that expects something of you. But they're saying the truth is it's a very high price that's going to be paid. And they're saying that beware of what's coming and what's being offered to you, because there's politics involved in this. And like we got with the Carnivorous Fairy, there's something that's going to be asked of you. And make sure that these are going to line up truly with what it is that you wish in your life, because there's going to be a price. Now, there's another message. It could say that there's gossip and intrigue around somebody that you admire, or possibly yourself, somebody that you might like to be or maybe it's you. And what they're saying is what this person needs is a true friend. So maybe there's somebody that you know and that you love that people are talking about, and this person needs you to stand by them. It can come up at a time also when others are envious of you, where there's jealousy around you. And what they're basically saying in this message is to focus on your own work, on your own self, whatever it is that you have created yourself. And if you are the subject of this gossip, really there's nothing that you can do except for take the higher ground. Walk away from it. You know who you are. Stand in your ground. Move through your life with grace is what they're saying. So when Marie Masquerade shows up, there are certain people who want to befriend somebody. Like I said, they're going to come charming and they're going to say, oh, we've got all this and we think you're wonderful and haven't you always wanted to belong to this group of people? And like I said, this may have already happened or it may be about to happen. But despite all of this lure and temptation and maybe something that you really thought that you wanted to be a part of, truly what you really need and what this person possibly really needs, if this isn't you that they're speaking about, is a true friend. So they're talking about look inside and see if you have been attempting to network instead of befriend others. And know the difference between networking and befriending, and know the difference between a true friend and somebody who's using you. We have a flycatcher totem sitting on that little ball right there. And I'm sorry I can't remember what the flycatcher's message is. I'm going to post it, but he's come a couple times, so I'm going to have to bring him up. So basically what they're saying is know the difference between these two, if this is you that's been called into this intrigue, and also if it is you checking in on yourself, make sure that you aren't somebody that is keeping false friends or fair-weathered friends. Check and see what's real and what isn't yourself. Also make sure, as they said, that you're not the one that's networking instead of befriending, and be true to your own self. So that's her message. Man, we're losing the light, aren't we? Okay, I'm gonna blast. Ah! I'm sorry, my purse just went in the water. It's soaking wet. I'm glad I'm holding my phone. My buddy said you better get down there and check your canoe and make sure that it doesn't blow away in the storm tomorrow. So that's a message to me too of some sort. Okay, so Voodoo and Blue, back off. So we see this little girl, and what she's saying is just that. She's saying show your true colors. 22 is the number, and 22 says everything is happening exactly as it's meant to happen. And what she's saying is that there's somebody, probably these people that we've been talking about, the Carnivorous Fairy or this group of people, and they're coming at you. And right now you're doing really well, and you might be beginning to attract attention to these ones, these opportunistic people that we've already spoken about. So we're being over and over again giving the same message. And you're being kind and you're wanting to help these people and you're wanting to step in and be a friend to them. But you're being given a very clear warning, and the warning is back off. That's the message. And she's saying she doesn't mind if she looks ugly as she gives this message to you. She's basically saying you need to use a little bit of voodoo magic and tell these people to back away. You don't want them to come forward. And if you've got this feeling about who you know this is, they're saying your feelings are right this time. You know what to do. Do not get involved. And do not be bullied or pushed around. You've been this way. They're saying it's time for you to snarl. Sorry, it's getting dark. They're basically saying it might be time for you to bite back a little bit. You know, sometimes it's okay to not be so sweet and so nice. Just because we're peaceful warriors doesn't mean we're not warriors. I say we're peaceful warriors, but we carry a big stick. So it's talking about, you know, despite all of your desires to be a loving, gentle, caring person, you've been taken advantage of. And somebody has been pushing, somebody has been taking over, somebody has been bullying you, somebody has been basically sucking the life out of you. All of these messages are going, again, all in unison. So what they're saying is right now that you need to do whatever you need to do to detach from this situation, whatever it is, and from whoever it is, or for whatever situation it is, whatever group it is, whatever organization, whatever it is that's draining you energetically, and you have to step back and get very, very firm and stand and say, stay away from me. You need to stop being so nice. You need to stop being so loving. It doesn't matter if it's your family, if it's friends, if it's a religious group, if it's an organization, whatever it is, it's enough. It's come to here. And Spirit is very loud in these messages right now. They're back to back to back, telling us that this is the time for this to end. Okay, the next message. Wow, my cards are soaked. That's a bummer. How do I do this? Okay, so what they're saying here, I think I'll give you this one. This message is the Lantern Fairy. Now you see this little girl and she's got this lantern in this wall. And what they're saying is you've come up, it's an end. It's an ending of something. It's like I've hit the wall. Something has truly come to an end. You don't see any way around it. It's a brick wall. I hope you guys can see this in the light. I hope it's not too dark for you. That would be a real bummer. I wonder if I should turn slightly. That way. Can you see it a little bit better? So basically, she's hit the wall, right? And she's got this little look on her face like, what do I do? And so they're basically telling you that there's a way through a life challenge. It's going to present yourself. And present itself to you. And they're talking about stubborn thinking can be changed. They talk about old patterns can be removed little by little, but they will need trust to have this happen. And they're talking about it's time to use a new type of shielding because your old shielding is no longer in line with what you need. It's not helping you anymore. It's now proving to be a barrier. So maybe you've been somebody who's been protecting yourself. Now, I'm not talking about the Carnivorous Fairy. I'm talking about others. Maybe you have been in hiding or pulling back or in a retreat kind of mode at this point. And they're saying that at this time, this old shielding is actually preventing you from what you need. It's proving to be a barrier for you. And they're telling you that what they're going to do is they're going to show you a place in this wall where the wall has already come down. You can't see it, but Spirit can see it. And they're going to be lining you and leading you along the way, but you need to trust them. You need to trust that you're going to be able to listen to the footsteps that you're getting by your intuition and by Spirit's guidance, and they're going to lead you to the place that you need to go. And they're saying, don't feel that this is a kind of cheating because other people have gone this way before and they're going to make this way for you. And they're telling you that this guidance is safe. This is not a trick. This isn't something that they're leading you off into destruction. They're saying that this is absolutely Spirit guidance that's coming through to help you here. And they're saying trust in it. And what they want you to do is they want you to go where you feel kindness, where you feel freedom, where you feel love. Avoid anything that comes from anger, from hatred, from judgment, from blame, and from ridicule. Because no doubt when these ones that have been coming to you and sucking the life out of you, or the ones that have been offering this this tempting offer that's been coming to you, remember, they're narcissistic, so they're going to turn on you. And when you don't give them what they want, they're going to get nasty. So they're saying at this time, you're going to walk away from that. You're not going to listen because you're going to go towards love. You're going to go towards kindness. You're not going to go towards someone that's going to come at you out of hate and anger and judgment and ridicule and blame. You're done with that. Okay. So the next message. Wow, I'm moving quickly, I realize. Okay, there's 2 messages left. And the next message is Snow Angel. And she cracks me up. Her message, I hope you guys can see her. Her messages are, the signs are with you already. And she's basically she's got her hand on her hip. Can you see that? And she's got a look on her face like, really? You're not listening to me? And basically what it's saying is, you've been asking again and again, is this true? Can I trust this? Is what I'm seeing correct? Is what I'm feeling accurate? And she's saying, look, I don't know how many more times I can do this. I've stood here and I've basically, she's a snow angel. So see in the ground, you can see the angel. She's down. You know how you lay on the ground and you do the angel in the snow. So basically, she said, I can lay down on the ground and make a snow angel for you if you need it again. I've given you songs. I've given you dreams. I've given you messages. I've given you messages through so many different things. There's so many different ways. Your higher self, your intuition. I've told you again and again that what you've been asking for, but you keep asking. And do I need to lay down in the snow and make myself into a snow angel so that you believe that this is true? And she says, I'll do it again, but you need to trust. So they're basically saying you've already received very, very definite signs that you are loved, and you've asked for them again and again, and you need to start trusting Spirit, and you need to start trusting in your own higher self. You need to start trusting in, yes, I am incorrect in what I'm getting. I am correct. I know that the dreams I've been getting are accurate. I know that the messages I've been getting are accurate. You need to start trusting in your higher self and in yourself. See what's already been shown to you and believe in it. And the more that we trust in Spirit, the more our signs and our messages and our intuition becomes stronger. Okay, the last message is really intriguing for me because it was our message to dream on last night. So I'm going to do it quickly because we've already talked about it. I'll do it like this. You see this monster and this little girl, and they're talking about strange Valentine. And it's talking about these 2 people that are very different. This guy's a monster, in a way. And she's like this delicate little flower, in a way. But what they're saying is don't allow the differences between the two of you to draw you apart, but allow them to draw you together, because that is what's bringing you together. It's talking about the dark and the light, two halves of one whole. I'm going to spin you this way. My arm is killing me. So they're saying, look at her face. She looks nervous, doesn't she? And he's got kind of a sweet face. He's this big blue guy, and he's got a sweet face. But she's not quite sure if she wants to believe it. And what they're saying is love. It's talking about an enormous amount of cosmic love, energy and help that's around, focusing in the area of your love life. And they're saying you will soon receive very good news about a relationship, regarding a relationship. And you're also going to have done a lot of healing of old wounds from past relationships, especially long-term past relationships. So old marriages, it could be family relationships, from childhood till now that have affected you. And while you're going through it, sometimes it's really, really painful. But they're telling you, give yourself time to absorb these lessons. I've been doing this lately. It's been coming up a lot, where all of the childhood stuff that's been coming in, and messages and things that I've been carrying with me my entire life have all been kind of culminating and coming to this point. And I know it's not just me, because I've been talking to others and that have been going through the same thing. And so that's why they're saying it may not be fun while you're going through it, because it's kind of like the dark night of the soul. It's not kind of like the dark night of the soul. It is the dark night of the soul. So they're saying when you go through the dark night of the soul, it's not fun, but it's healing you. And sometimes you have to be hurt, and sometimes healing is painful. If you get burned in the burn unit, what you have to go through in order to heal from a fire is excruciating pain, but you have to go through it. And it's the same type of thing with this. We have to dredge up things from the past. We have to look at what scares us the most. We have to look at our history. We have to look at our darkness and our demons and face them. And allow them to come up. That's the only way that we're going to be able to bring them up and be able to release them, is if we do this. I know it. I've been doing it myself, and it sucks. It's been really painful, really hard. And we're going to find ourselves probably on an emotional roller coaster, especially because of the eclipse that's happening. You know, things are, you know, one minute you're up and you're high and you're feeling good about it, and then the next moment you're down because all of these messages are coming through, and you're paying attention, and you're just like, oh my God.